All right, looks like we're live here. So let's get this started. Drink some water real quick. So this is your boy DJ81 on our channel Skins for Life. It's almost 2 years since we went through a day like this in DC sports. 2015 watched both the Capitals and the Wizards get knocked out of the playoffs. That was 2015. 2 years later, one team gets knocked out of the playoffs, the Washington Capitals, and that's why I'm primarily here for, because it's the Caps that to nobody really shouldn't have been a surprise to anybody. Lost Game 7 to the Pittsburgh Penguins to not make it to the conference finals again for the umpteenth time in the Ovechkin era. There are DC fans that are shocked. They're wondering what could have happened. Why does it always happen to the DC sports teams? I remember the Washington Nationals, one strike away from advancing to the NLCS, and Drew Storm could not close out the game, and we wound up losing to the St. Louis Cardinals. Then you had the Washington Redskins, with both quarterbacks, host a playoff game and lose both of them in the way they lost them. So we can probably go even further. The Wizards really haven't won the championship since they were the Bullets in 1979. That was before I was born, so I've never seen this team really amount to anything until Gilbert Arenas. Actually, no, their first blip of it was around my high school years in the 90s when they had Chris Webber and Juwan Howard and Rod Strickland, Calvert Chaney, and Jorge Mirasan. People like to call him George, but it's Jorge Mirasan. Anyway, where they got swept by the Bulls in the first round 3-0, but it was a competitive 3 games. But then the Wizards came back, I think, a few years after the Jordan era in DC ended abruptly. And you had the Gilbert Arenas, Caron Butler, Juwan Howard. I'm about to say Juwan Howard. Juwan Jameson. Anton Jameson. Why I'm saying Juwan, I'm getting caught up in so many names. But anyway, they had a blip of success, and then the gun charges. And we're just going to go back to the Caps. So the Capitals lost Game 7 again. I'm going to tell you exactly when they lost Game 7. They lost it after Game 6. Barry Trotz reveals that the team is back to having fun. He's smiling. He's sitting comfortably in his seat at the press conference, all confident, feeling himself. He got the swag going, got the double eyebrows going, whatever. We're having a little fun out there. It looks like the boys are having fun, smiling. Wrong. You do not smile until the job's done. That's not how you go about playing in the playoffs. Reveal that you're having fun after you beat the team for the series, not after. What was it? I think it was two straight games that they beat them. I can look it up. I know it was 3-1 at one point. So 2 straight games. You came back, tied the series. That's great. You blew them out in Game 6. Then you reveal you're having fun. You know what that means to me? That you're letting your foot up off the gas. that press conference, if it had gone a little different, more business-like, not revealing your smile or you're having fun, I bet you the Caps would have won. It would have been a different mentality going into Game 7. But no, Game 7, oh, we're going to have fun. Nope, Pittsburgh came with the business mentality, and they did what they've been doing to the Washington, not just in the Ovechkin era. They did it to Washington back in the 90s. They've always done it to Washington. Because Pittsburgh knows how to get the job done, and they don't let up off the gas. What we saw in Game 6, I would just go out and say it. I believe Pittsburgh just laid down. It's like, look, y'all, we can have this, but we got Game 7. We know it. You know it. Your fans know it. Your local DC media knows it. And they did exactly that. They applied the pressure, not from the get-go, because Washington couldn't take advantage early on. And they had the chance. See, if Washington was businesslike and not having fun, they would have cashed in a couple of times early and got Pittsburgh to be like, oh, shit, we're down. What's going on? This is a little different. No, but Marc-Andre Fleury is back on his game. And all of a sudden, he can stop everything again. All of a sudden, we're trying to be pretty, making too many passes, and fans had every right to boo this team when they would pass up shots to try to make the pretty behind-the-back, no-look pass, tic-tac passing when there was like 4 Penguins in the passing lanes, passes getting intercepted for no reason. That's why this team, this Ovechkin era team, I've already posted on Twitter, it's the most fraudulent team in sports history under the Ovechkin era. You mean to tell me you've gone through 3 coaches, 2 GMs, and you still can't get it done? I've said years ago that eventually the players have to be held accountable. And its leader, Alexander Ovechkin, he admitted he had been playing terrible throughout that series. He held himself accountable. Well, overall, he needs to be held accountable. At some point, I'm not looking at trading this guy. I want this guy to be a Cap for the rest of his career. I don't want him to be Jaromir Jagr floating around years later trying to regain that championship glory. Jaromir Jagr is what, in his mid-40s, playing for the Florida Panthers? He actually, see, hockey players have this amazing thing where they can last for a long period of time. They can play into their 50s. I believe Gordie Howe played into his 50s. So I don't want to see Ovechkin do that if he were to become a journeyman. Like, let's say we let him go, because I have a feeling that's what will happen. He will go on and be a journeyman and would be chasing that Stanley Cup and would forever haunt him. I want him to be a Cap. I want him to finish his career as a Capital, and that's that. But to understand that in Andre Burakovsky, I want Bure. I'm going to call him that, Bure. I want Bure on that first line. I want Ovechkin on that second line. I don't see Ovechkin as a third-line guy, but if he becomes Dale Hunter, which, think about it, if I remember correctly, Dale Hunter I'm dating myself, but I'm also opening myself up to being corrected, which it's okay. I could be wrong. I'm not afraid to be wrong. But Dale Hunter was scoring goals. Not at the rate of Ovechkin was scoring goals, but Dale Hunter was a scorer before he became an enforcer, if my memory serves me correct. But I see Ovechkin becoming Dale Hunter. And eventually Dale Hunter made it to the finals. It's just that that team in 98 got swept by the Detroit Red Wings. So what are the Capitals going to do? What now? Again, at this point, you really, some people want to say it's the coaching. I don't know why this game is on again. They're doing a replay of the Washington Wizards blowout game against the Celtics tonight. That was crazy. But anyway, there's only, I'll turn it up. There's only certain things you can do. Like, you've changed around the players. You've had the same guys there. The only consistency has been between two players. It's been between Ovechkin and Backstrom. Backstrom actually was the reason this team. Let me back up. Backstrom was the cause, was the fire starter that propelled this team into Game 6 and started the whole, we got Pittsburgh on the ropes type deal. That eventually carried over into Game 6 and carried over into Game 7. But I was talking to a dude named Gareth, and he said it best. They didn't have the same intensity. They didn't have the same desire that they had in Games 5 and 6. Just didn't have it. So do we look at Trotz and say, hey, you're gone? We've changed coaches several times. That appears not to work. We went through a GM change. Same result. We shuffled players. Shattenkirk's gone. He'd been struggling the whole playoffs, and he literally disappeared. He wasn't brought there for defense. I know that much. He kind of reminded me who Shattenkirk reminded me of Dmitry Orlov about a couple seasons ago. All offense, didn't know anything about defense, and would make costly turnovers. So Shattenkirk is gone. That team just looks like their next season. If they keep that team together next season, be prepared for that team to go downhill real quick. You talk about a team that's broken. I believe this team is broken. I believe that the Capitals franchise is broken, a la Matt Hardy. For your WWE fans out there, I know most of this people will probably listen to archive because I don't see anybody in the chat, but I just figured I'd get on here and give my take on it, on what the Caps could do, what they did, what they shouldn't have done, and they did it anyway, and they paid for it. So now Pittsburgh gets to move on and play the Ottawa Senators for the Eastern Conference Finals. And on the other side, you have, there's another Game 7 on tonight. I'll probably watch that. Edmonton and Anaheim. The winner of that goes on to face the Nashville Predators, which is kind of funny because Trotz coached the Nashville Predators. Then after he left, they have gotten to this point now. But I'm not putting this out as far as what's going on with the Caps. I am not putting this on Trotz overall. I don't like that he let his foot off. He let the foot off the gas pedal in that press conference by revealing, we're having fun, made it light. He shouldn't do that no more. He should be businesslike. If he continues to be businesslike, it's transitioned into his players somewhat, but you need to continue to be businesslike and don't let up anything until the job's done. And the job is not done for the Capitals. You still, it's not even if they make it to the conference finals next year. That's if. It's going to be a big if. Be prepared. I'm telling you, it's going to be a big nosedive. That President's Trophy don't mean crap right now. None of them do. You didn't win a Stanley Cup. You didn't finish the job. You know, players don't get paid to do half the job. So I believe Trotz will be here next year. Some people don't think he will. I don't think it's his fault. It's on the players. They have to. The coach can only motivate them so far. The coach can only find so many ways to motivate players to understand that it is playoff hockey and you have to be businesslike. We'll see. I don't think it makes no use talking about it any further than today. So that's why I jumped on here real quick. And like I said, I wasn't going to stay on long. Figured it's 11:20. I want to get on and do some gaming. You know, that's my outlet whenever the Caps and Wizards blow things. At least the Nationals won tonight. At least they finally I think they beat they beat the Orioles tonight on a walk-off by a former player of the Orioles, Matt Wieters. Good job. So I'll leave on that note. I always got to leave on a positive note because at least the Nationals won their game tonight. So shout out to the Nationals. Good job. You beat the Orioles. Now beat them more consistently because right now that DMV B-more battle is one-sided. So let's straighten that out. But good job. You beat them, and a former player did it to them. So I'll take that. Other than that, for those that listen to this archived, if you have any opinions, corrections, and stuff like that, you can comment below. Again, this is your boy DJ1. This is the channel Skins for Life. Signing off. Peace.